rage gets me every single time.
Fuck it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that he's my ex. Out at
Ooh,
night,
this is
I
gonna be
used to think
I like this production.
I'm
Ooh, I can feel this build again. Yes.
all the people who know me the best, but it's me who's been made. No love's never logical. Shit,
Exactly. Look, we can hold these two truths
with an uppercut.
together.
Girl from high school.
Oh God, yeah.
Stay up to watch me fall. You have everything. Couldn't always be your teenage dream.
Oh, that's so sad. Over the last week, I have just been ripping through sour content so that we could get to Guts, and we are finally here, and I'm so excited. By the way, hello, welcome to Passion Dub of an Autist. My name is Valerie. If you love Olivia Rodrigo, you are here at the correct time because we are doing a whole deep dive of Olivia before her new album comes out. So today, like I said, we're doing Guts, but we're also going to do the music videos for Guts and the Guts World Tour. Those two, I believe, will just be over on Patreon. But here I am on YouTube with the album reaction. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below. Also, as I already mentioned, I do have a Patreon where some of that other bonus content, the music videos and the world tour will definitely be up on Patreon, and we will be doing that before the album release. And also, I was given a playlist of all the interviews she's done for this new era. Anyways, I'm going to be doing the interviews, I think, over on Patreon as well, over there. And of course, I will be doing the album reaction as soon as it comes out. So go check out Patreon if you're loving this journey. The link is in the description. Okay, let's not talk too much. I will say, and I mentioned this already in the Sour album review, is that technically I've put this album on in the background once, and so technically I've heard it, but it was very in the background and I was not paying attention much. I was enjoying it. That's why I want to do this. That's why I want to deep dive into it. But yeah, I just like to say it is technically not my first time, but it kind of is because I don't remember anything, and I certainly wasn't looking at the lyrics and things like that. And she's such an amazing songwriter that, you know, it obviously, we got to look at the lyrics and actually think through what these songs are about, and that's kind of what I like to do. By the way, I am just giving you a heads up. If this is the first time you're seeing me, I pause a lot. I stop and I pause and I talk about things and I get into my feelings and we go on big rants. It's just the way my brain works. I totally understand if you're not into that, but that's what we're doing here. So consider yourself warned ahead of the reaction. Anyways, here we go. All American Bitch. Okay, so we're starting a little bit acoustic again, like a little bit soft. Okay.
I pay attention to things that most people ignore.
That's weird. Okay. I was loving how it was starting. I have a feeling it's gonna get a bit bigger.
I am light as a feather and as stiff as a board.
I love that contrast.
I pay attention to things that most people ignore.
Yeah.
And I'm alright with the movies that make jokes about senseless cruelty, that's for sure.
Okay.
And I am built like a mother in a total machine.
Okay.
Feel for your every little issue, I know just what you mean.
Okay.
And I make light of the darkness, I've got sun in my motherfucking pocket, best believe.
Oh!
Yeah, you know
I feel the build.
I remember this. I have heard this.
like I said, I technically have heard, but I forgot everything until that came in, and then I just like, it suddenly just was like ejected in me. We gotta do that again. Holy shit, I love these lyrics. Okay. So okay. A lot of different contrasts, kind of playing with the juxtapositions, the light and the darkness, and built like a mother and a total machine. I think it sounds like All American Bitch. Okay, I think we're probably talking about the nuances that go into being a girl, being a woman, being a human in general. You could obviously relate to it. Anybody can relate to this, but I think specifically we're probably talking about being a girl, a woman, a young woman, because I think she's a young woman at this point, on that coming of age type threshold. She's kind of going from being that teenage girl in Sour to being an adolescent, and it kind of it is a strange transition. It certainly is, but I think I really like the playing with the opposites here. We're human beings. Who would have thought, right? It takes multitudes. We're very nuanced people, women and girls, we're not just one thing. And I think that's a really important statement, because not everybody in this society, in this patriarchal society, believes that we're multitudes like that. I'll just say that. And so this is important. This is good. This is amazing, and it rocks out in the chorus. I forgot. Anyways, let's go back a bit and hear that, because that I could feel the build. I could just feel it, and I knew it was coming, and then it did not disappoint. It rocks out so hard. Okay.
I make light of the darkness. I've got sun in my motherfucking pocket.
It's actually so exciting anticipating this. Expect it to go into the next verse so quickly. I was thinking it was gonna go more. Okay, wow. I love how, okay, let's just go back like 2 lines here.
Got what you can't resist. I'm a perfect all-American. I am light as a feather, I'm as fresh as the air.
Oh my god. I love how that goes right back down. That female rage gets me every single time. Like, I think that's why Brutal, I was crying in Brutal too, and it doesn't seem like a song that, out of all of the songs in Sour that you can cry to. I mean, I obviously cried in other ones too, because I'm just a freaking crybaby in general, but that rage and seeing a young girl express her rage like that is so powerful for me. For someone who took, like, I've only started really figuring out who I am only in the last 5 years. I'm 39 years old. I'm turning 40 this year. Like, I've lived a long life of staying quiet and doing exactly exactly what she is talking about here. And things are changing, and I see it. And it's so beautiful. Like I said, I'm seeing the generations behind me, I'm millennial, obviously, come into themselves and their own individuality sooner than a lot of the generations. Like, this is just how, we evolve. And I'm seeing that. And it's just really powerful to witness that. But yeah, I don't get angry when I'm pissed. I'm the internal optimist. I scream inside yeah. And like, especially as, it hits me too, even on a deeper level in some ways too, because, as a younger person, I was undiagnosed autistic and ADHD. And so even more so, I'm a very high masker, which means exactly what she's doing. For a long time, I kept everything inside, trying to act normal so that I wouldn't get, I guess, clocked as the weirdo, the wonderful weirdo that I am. That I'm coming into now in my, in my womanhood here. But man, it's so powerful. Okay, it's beautiful. Wow. This is really important. And like I said, like, I feel like this kind of stuff is waking up a lot more women earlier than, not that, like, it doesn't matter, right? We're all on our own journeys and our own timeline, and it's okay. I'm not like shaming myself for taking a while. It is what it is. But I do think it's really cool to see a lot of younger women kind of getting there a little bit sooner than it took me a while, but it's okay. Wow, that really affected me.
I'm a perfect all-American bitch with perfect all-American lips and perfect all-American hips. I know my place, I know my place, and this is it. I don't get angry when I'm pissed. I'm the eternal optimist. I scream inside to deal with it like I'm sexy and I'm kind.
Yeah.
I'm pretty when I cry.
I'm not.
All the time. I'm grateful all the time. I'm sexy and I'm kind. I'm pretty when I cry.
That was perfection. That was another perfect track one. God, I'm such a baby. Oh my God. Perfection. Literally, I mean that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's something about rage. It's really helpful for me because, like I said, rage in general is one of those emotions that I think it is really looked down upon to express your rage as a woman. And so there's a lot of suppression that has gone on for a long time. And I do feel like a lot of women are waking up that suppressed female rage that is inside, and I think that's healthy, as long as obviously we're expressing in a healthy way, and not on people who don't deserve it, that are just getting caught in the crosshairs. But you have to let it out in a healthy way, and I think we should be. Yeah, it's beautiful. And this is why I love music, because I think music is just incredibly healing, and it really provides catharsis. Especially if there are certain emotions that are more tough for you to express. When you can hear it in music, I feel like it can become this conduit for you to express what maybe you weren't you didn't know how to express. And for me, that's why the kind of more female rage type songs make me cry every time, because there's this part of me in my soul is just really still wanting to be let out a bit, and it feels really good, really healing to hear and allow myself to express. So yeah, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do that. Whew, that was a way to start an album. Like I said, Brutal, I didn't think anything could top Brutal, like as a start to an album, but that might have topped it. And like you saw, if you watched my Sour review, you saw how much I loved that. Okay, Bad Idea, right? This one was a single, like this one I've heard on the radio or like, you know, going around town, whatever, wherever you hear music. Okay, so I have a general idea of what we're doing. This is a fun one, but I'm excited to kind of check out the lyrics. Here we go. Bad Idea, right? I need something like this though, because that emotionally, that last one just got me.
Haven't heard from you in a couple of months, but I'm out right now and I'm all bugged up. And you're calling my phone, you're all alone, and I'm sensing some undertones. I'm right here with all my friends, but you're sending me your new address. And I know we're done, I know we're through, but God, when I look at you, my brain goes, oh.
I love that. My brain goes,
Can't hear myself, I cannot hear myself. Like blah, 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 blah. I should probably not. I should probably not. Seeing you tonight.
Okay, before we go on, I just want to say I just love that idea because it's so relatable, right? When you like you know what you're doing. This is what I love about her too. There's multiple things I love about her, but one of the things that I think she does so well is you can tell that she's super self-aware, but like you can be self-aware about what you're doing and your patterns, and it takes more than that to break your patterns. You know? I mean, the first thing is always being self-aware. You know, that's kind of the first way to change. But like sometimes you just gotta let yourself do things for the plot, you know? And I think that's what's so cute about this song is that it's like, I know that I shouldn't be doing this. You know, like I'll probably talk to my therapist next week about it and, you know, talk about how it was a bad idea and maybe come up with strategies for me not to fall into this again. But I still just want to do this right now. And I love that idea because it's just so human and so real and so relatable. So I just wanted to talk about that because I just think she does that. She paints this picture so well. And yeah, I feel like we all have these moments, maybe not about this specifically, but there's probably something that's like tempting to you that you know is not good for you ultimately in the long run, but you just can't help yourself in the moment. It's very real.
It's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight. It's a bad idea, right?
Yeah, probably
Seeing
is.
you tonight. It's a bad idea, right?
But also
seeing you
exciting.
tonight. Fuck it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that he's my ex, but can't two people reconnect? I only see him as a friend. The biggest lie I ever said.
Right, and the way that you like tell yourself these lies, even though you know you're lying to yourself, it's hilarious. She does this so well. She tells this story so well.
Fuck it, it's fine.
Yes, I know that he's my ex, but can't two people reconnect? I only see him as a friend. The biggest lie I ever said. Yes, I know that he's my ex, but can't two people reconnect? I only see him as a friend. His trips fell into his bed.
Now I'm getting in the car, wrecking all my plans. I know I should stop, but I can't. And I told my friends it was asleep, but I never said where. In his jeans. I pull up to your place on the second floor, and you're standing smiling at the door. And I'm sure I've seen much hotter men, but I really can't remember when.
My brain goes, oh.
Ooh, that's cool.
Can't hear myself. I cannot hear myself. Like blah, 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 blah. Should probably not. I should probably not.
Seeing you tonight. It's a
trying to say? The build in this part is like that same kind of build up of like telling yourself like, no, like I can do this, I can do this, even though I know I know I shouldn't do this, but no, I should do this. It's like, it's very, I mean, it's exactly how you get yourself to that place is this rumination. And I think the song sonically is really doing a good job kind of portraying that type of rumination. It's so good. I'm gonna go back though, because I actually did want to hear the buildup. I just couldn't talk and listen at the same time because my brain doesn't work that way. So I couldn't find my words unless I stopped.
Seeing you tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight. Fuck it, it's fine.
Yes, I know that he's my ex. We can't do people reconnect. I only see him as a friend. Biggest lie I ever said. Oh yes, I know that he's my ex. We can't do people reconnect. I only see him as a friend. I just tripped and fell into his bed. Oh yes, I know that he's my ex.
Ooh, that's
Can't do people reconnect.
Biggest lie I ever said. I just tripped and fell into his bed. Biggest lie I ever said. I just tripped and fell into his bed.
thoughts. Yeah, the thoughts are just blah, yeah. Thoughts are gone. I love that. That's such a fun track. And like, honestly, a perfect flow for me because like I said, when I at the beginning of the song, I was like, from all American bitch, I was kind of like done emotionally already. I was like, oh man, I needed to laugh. And so I appreciate her flowing with Bad Idea right after All American Bitch. Oh my god, we're a vampire. Okay. Wow. Yeah, she's really just okay. Vampire. This is an incredible song. Oh, I love how it starts like this piano ballad and like where it goes. And her vocal performance on this is so good too.
I hate to give the satisfaction asking how you're doing now. How's the castle built of people you pretend to care about? Just what you wanted. Look at you, cool guy, you got it.
Okay.
I see the parties and diamonds. Sometimes when I close my eyes, 6 months of torture you sold to some forbidden paradise. I loved you truly.
Ooh.
You gotta laugh at the stupidity, 'cause I've made some real big mistakes.
pretty
But you
vocals.
make the worst one look fine. I should have known it was strange. You only come out at night. I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so naive. The way you sold me for parts, you sunk your teeth into me. You bloodsucker, fame fucker, bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire.
Oh my god. Yeah. It's hitting way more with like really focusing on what she's saying here. Like I said, I already had kind of an idea because I've heard the song. It's a very popular song, but when you really are engaged and focusing on what she's saying here, oh, gotta laugh at the stupidity, like just literally feeling stupid. There was another line like that. I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so naive. But that idea of feeling used, but also being left feeling stupid for trusting this person. Oh, like that's painful. And obviously the way you sold me for parts as you sunk your teeth into me. You feel naive, like you wanted to trust this person and you wanted, because you love this person and you care for this person and you thought that they would be reciprocal back to you, but they weren't. Instead, they just took everything from you. You're left just feeling stupid. It's such a painful feeling.
And every girl I ever talked to told me you were bad, bad news. You called them crazy. God, I hate the way I called them crazy too. You're so convincing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you hate yourself looking back at that. You're like, and that's, I love that line because I think that happens a lot in so many different situations where, especially like just widely, it makes me think of how within the patriarchy, how a lot of times younger women, although like what I talked about in the first song, I know a lot of younger women are waking up to these things earlier, but it is a pattern where a lot of younger women will sometimes get involved with these older men, and you'll have a woman like that age, his age, who knows him, come and tell the younger woman, maybe a girl, um, you know, to kind of warn her, because the older woman a lot of the time, maybe not always, but a lot of the time has more experience, right? And is like trying to talk to the younger girl and kind of be like, listen, why do you think someone 15, 20 years older than you would want to be in a relationship with you? Like, that, does that make sense? But of course, when you're a younger girl, this has nothing to do with this song, by the way. I'm just using this an example of that specific line, because I just find it really interesting because it's so true. The younger girl, a lot of the time, will sometimes become defensive and like, like you're just saying this because you're an old hag, and and then that younger girl grows up in 10-15 years and now is the age of the man that was dating her at whatever 18 years old, and is now looking back at it going, oh, that woman was right. Like, I can't imagine dating someone 10-15 years younger than me. How immature, how gross, how emotionally stunted did this person have to be? But like, sometimes it takes that experience to know, and it happens all the time. Like I said, I feel like in general a lot of people are waking up earlier to that, though, which is great. It's great to see. But yeah, I certainly, when I was a young girl, like, I was very impressionable, and I probably would have said all those things. I definitely was a pick me in my 20s, like 100%. I know I was. And it took me going through a lot of real shitty experiences to realize and, really look inside myself. But sometimes it takes that for some people, and it sucks because you want to tell people, right? And you want to just keep that in mind, I guess, if you're trying to give someone advice, even though you can see that something is wrong. Not everyone is capable or open and available to actually listening to the advice. Even if you're right, you can't force someone to hear you. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, every girl I ever talked to told me you were bad news. You called them crazy. God, I hate the way I called them crazy too. So now she's kind of like sitting here being like, I'm an idiot. Like, if I had have just listened to them, I would have saved myself all of this. But sometimes it does take going through shitty experiences. I hate to say that, but like I said, I am the person I am today because of the experiences I've had. I don't wish them on anybody, but ultimately here I am, But I just found that little chunk of lyrics there really, really interesting. It like sent me on that rant because I just find that really interesting, that whole thing, that whole idea, and how you really can't tell anybody, even though if you know the right answer, you can't tell anybody. They have to be ready and open to receive the information, and not everybody is.
Bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire. And every girl I ever talked to told me you were bad, bad news. You called them crazy. God, I hate the way I called them crazy too. You're so convincing. How do you lie without flinching?
Yeah.
Ooh, what a mesmerizing, paralyzing, fucked up little thrill. Can't figure out just how you do it, and God knows I never will. And for me and not her, 'cause girls your age know better. I've made some real.
We are talking about, I didn't know, okay. So that was a good example that I used. I didn't realize. I thought I was like going on a different, like pulling out from my own experience, because I too was, I think I was 19 dating a 30-year-old. So I have definitely done that. And you couldn't have told me again. But yeah, I thought I was just taking my own experience and talking about that. I didn't know it was actually what she was, at least how we're framing things in this. Because girls your age know better. Yeah. Yeah. It happens. It happens so much. Ugh. Yuck. Okay. Okay, let's keep going.
Can't figure out just how you do it, and God knows I never will. And for me and not her, 'cause girls your age know better.
Because it's
I've
predatory,
made some
right? There's a
real
power
big
dynamic there.
mistakes, but you make the worst one look fine. I should have known it was strange. You only come out at night. I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so naive. The way you sold me for parts as you sunk your teeth into me. Sucker, fame fucker, bleed me dry like a goddamn
Ooh, the way she sings
vampire.
that. Ooh, yes. I love this part.
You said it was true love, but wouldn't that be hard? You can't love anyone, 'cause that would mean you had a heart. I
wow.
tried to help you out, now I know that I can't, 'cause how you think's the kind of thing I'll never understand. I made some real big mistakes, but you make the worst one look fine. I should have known it was strange. You only come out at night. I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so naive. The way you sold me for parts.
Ooh, I
as
love
you
what she
sunk
did with the
your
vocals
teeth
there.
into me. Light sucker, fame fucker, bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire.
Ooh, this is cool. Beautiful. Such a good song. Yeah, I already loved the song. Like I said, I had an idea of what it was about, but yeah, really thinking through what she was saying here was crazy. That was so good. Okay. Next is track 4. This is Lacey. Like I said, I don't really remember much. I do remember it being on The Summer I Turned Pretty, which I did watch. Oh, this is pretty. I forgot. It's so pretty.
Lacy, oh Lacy, skin like puff pastry. Aren't you the sweetest thing on this side of hell?
Oh.
Dear angel Lacy, eyes white as daisies. Did I ever tell you that I'm not doing well? Ooh, I care, I care, I care. Like perfume that you wear, I linger all the time, watching hidden in plain sight. Ooh,
this like, this is so interesting. I guess in the same vein a little bit as jealousy, jealousy. I think we're on that same track, I think, where it's like you're allowing yourself to be consumed by the jealousy of maybe like a friend? Is this like a frenemy type situation? I don't know. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting. Aren't you the sweetest thing on this side of hell? Oh, interesting. Okay, let's keep going. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like a perfume that you wear, I linger all the time. Like it just seems like she's a little bit obsessed with maybe comparing herself to this person.
I try, but it takes over my life.
Yeah.
I see you everywhere. The sweetest torture, what could bear? Smart, sexy, lacy.
Ooh, her
I'm
vocals.
losing it lately. I feel your compliments like bullets on skin. Dazzling, starlit, Bardorian, incarnate. Well, aren't you the greatest thing to ever?
Yeah, that is such an interesting this line. I'm losing it lately. Again, there's a self-awareness here. She just can't take those. I feel your compliments like bullets on skin. The way that she's perceiving this other person, it's making her probably become someone she doesn't like. It's consuming her. Like there's a little bit of an obsession here. The way she's talking, it's very interesting. Ooh, yeah.
Exist. Ooh, I care, I care. Like ribbons in your hair, my stomach's all in knots. You got the one thing that I want. Ooh, I try to rationalize people are people, but it's like you're made of angel dust.
Ooh, I like this production. Oh, this is so pretty.
Lacy, oh Lacy, it's like you're out to get me.
Oh, wow.
You poison every little thing that I do. Lacy, oh Lacy, I just loathe you lately. And I despise my jealous
Yeah.
eyes and how hard they fell for you. Yeah, I despise my rotten mind and how much it worships you.
Oh, yeah, that is so interesting. You poison, it's like you're out to get me. You poison every little thing that I do. And it's so interesting because this is all just from this character's perspective, where this person that is so consumed with jealousy, we really don't get much of a character sketch of the other person. Like this song is all about the internal perspective of someone who is jealous of another girl, another woman, which is so interesting because I think that's exactly what the song is meant to do. But it makes me think like this other Lacey, this character Lacey, literally could be the sweetest girl. She could be awful and mean. Like we don't know. We don't know. All we know is that she has these traits and attributes that this character that this song is from, the perspective is from, wants so badly and just thinks it's perfect, that it's consuming this person so much. And she starts to hate her for having all these traits that she doesn't have. And like I said, that's what I find really interesting about the song, is that we don't actually know who Lacey is, not from an internal perspective, like who she actually is. She could be a very kind person that is just like walking through the world, like not knowing that she's being hated by this person. And I think that's a really interesting perspective, because I think that is true. I think that, you know, everybody has a different perspective, which is why it's important to not care about, especially the people that you don't respect yourself. You really shouldn't care about their opinion, because everyone's going to have their own perspectives and they're going to put on their own projections of what they think of you. The only perspective that matters is how you feel about yourself, which is a really hard thing to figure out. But that's really the only opinion that matters. And then, of course, the people that you do love and trust in your life, of course, their opinions you can certainly take into account, but definitely not the people that are just, you know, hating you for no reason, who don't know you and who you don't personally respect as a person. So yeah, really super interesting song. I love that. Really beautiful storytelling on that. And like I said, it brings up so much, because I think the whole point of it is that one perspective, but it makes you think, like, I want to know the other perspective, because that's what I find so interesting. Okay. Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl. Okay. Was she homeschooled? I mean, it sounds like it. She's usually pretty... Hold on. Okay. She had a normal elementary school experience in California. She permanently switched to homeschooling in the 7th grade after landing her... Oh, okay. So she became a homeschooled girl when she got involved with Disney and acting. That makes sense. Okay. Grade 7, yeah. So she really didn't have much of a high school experience in the same way that many people do.
I get along with anyone.
Oh.
Blood running cold. I'm on the outside with the greatest inside joke. And I hate all my clothes. Feels like my
I just like, it's so interesting, because obviously I'm going to take it from my own perspective. And as someone who grew up undiagnosed autistic, like, I relate to this in my own way, right? Obviously for a different reason than hers, but yeah, as a person who grew up really not knowing what was going on socially, it's very relatable. And anybody that's ever felt a little bit awkward or not knowing how to have a conversation, or not how to know how to start a conversation, or, you know, or felt weird at a party because you're really good like one-on-one, but you don't know how to be like in a group. Like, anybody that would feel that would certainly relate to this song.
blood running cold. I'm on the outside with the greatest inside joke. And I hate all my clothes. Feels like my skin doesn't fit right over my bones.
Ooh, yeah.
So I guess I should go. The party's done and I'm no fun. I know. I broke glass, I tripped and fell. I took secrets I shouldn't tell. I still love my words. I made it weird, I made it worse. Each time I step outside, it's social suicide. It's social suicide. I wanna curl up and die. It's social suicide.
That is so interesting. That's so difficult too, because it's like, I feel like I can't even go outside. And the thing with social interaction, of course, some people seem to be, of course, I mean, as an autistic person, I will say some people are more naturally good at these things, but also I do feel like it is a skill that you can improve upon, like most things, you know, like even something like singing. There are people usually, you know, there are people, I don't know, like Beyonce or Olivia, probably. I don't know what she was like as a kid, but I'm sure she was fantastic. She was working for Disney, so I'm sure she's always been incredibly talented. But just as an example, right? Obviously there's these like naturally talented singers, but then there are people who maybe didn't start out with that natural ability, but through working on their craft and working with a voice teacher, you can see how much better they've gotten, right? Like it happens all the time. And I feel like social skills are similar. Like obviously we can say, and I will say as someone who is autistic, of course there are most people seem to be able to navigate these things better than I can, at least in neurotypical context, because you know I do very well with fellow neurodivergent people but in the context of you know a more neurotypical situation, of course there are going to be people that are much better than me dealing with that type of conversation. And but I do think that as you go out, you can develop these skills. But I think my whole point to all of this idea of not wanting to go outside, wanting to curl up and die, because you feel like every time you go out, it's social suicide. Like it's just making it worse, and it's not feeling like you're getting better. It's just so sad because it actually, if the more you kind of push yourself a little bit, at least with more safe people, maybe. I think two things can be true at once, because I think sometimes pushing yourself too much can be very detrimental, but then also just sitting in your room and not trying to open up and not trying to learn those skills is also detrimental. There's always a balance in these things. But yeah, I just find that so sad because of that difference, because all she wants to do is sit at home and you know feel like curl up and die, as she says. But that's obviously not going to help the problem at all. But also feeling like going out is also not helping. Like what is it that's going to help? And usually it's something in between. Maybe not just going to a party, maybe is not the thing. But
wrong guy, searching how to start a conversation on a website. Talked to the top guy, swore it was his type. Guess that he was making out with boys the whole night. Everything to do is tragic. Every guy like you stay. The morning after a panic. Oh God, what did I say? Oh yeah, the rumination. I told secrets I shouldn't tell. I still alone. I made it weird, I made it worse. Each time I step aside, it's social suicide.
I do want to point out too, before we go on too, is that what I was talking about, each time I step outside, it's social suicide. It's important that we also understand, I think, that this is still from her perspective. So similarly from the song before with Lacey, we're getting this perspective. Maybe it's not social suicide. Maybe, I mean, we don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Again, maybe the people around her are not seeing it the way that she, like, usually most people have their own internal world. I mean, we all have our own internal worlds, obviously, and our own struggles, that we're not focusing on the other people the way that we are as individuals, right? So maybe there are a few instances, like, yeah, what did she say? She's broke a glass. I tripped and fell. Like in her internal world, I guess is what I'm saying. Like that could be like the most horrifying thing. Oh my God, I made an idiot of myself. Everybody is thinking I'm an idiot and blah, blah, blah. Like whatever you're ruminating in your thoughts. But from another person's perspective, like maybe there's a group of two girls watching this happen, and maybe, you know, they get a good chuckle for 2 seconds over seeing that happen, and then maybe you don't know what they're thinking in their head. Maybe they're like, "Aw, that poor girl, that sucks. Like if that happened to me, that would really suck." And then they like move on, and they haven't actually like put on this massive judgment you know, for her, but for her, from her perspective, maybe those two girls, because they had a little laugh or something, maybe she's like, they hate me and my life is over. And, you know, it's just again really interesting because we're just getting this one perspective, and that's the whole point of it, is it's just this perspective, and the other people that are watching you, they don't care as much as you do about these things. And if they do, I mean, they're probably projecting something, because, like, worry about yourself, you know? I don't know. It's very interesting, though. I really like the way this is told. It's, again, it's so honest and raw. Just on this similar vein as what the type of songwriting we were doing in Sour. We're just expanding on that. I love it. This guitar stuff is going on. Cool. Ooh, I can feel this build again. Yes! Oh, beautiful! That last, like, oh, it's like really tells it all. I love that. Super relatable. Oh, I like that. Okay. Next one is called Making the Bed. That's an interesting title. Okay, I don't remember this one at all. Oh, it's quite atmospheric here.
So I got it, did it so it's done. Another thing I ruined, I used to do for fun. Another piece of plastic I could just throw away. Another conversation with nothing good to say. I thought it, so I said it, took it cause I can. Another day pretending I'm older than I am. Another perfect moment.
I don't know exactly what we're talking about here, but it made me think of Fame instantly when she said, another thing I ruined, I used to do for fun. And it just makes me think of, because I'm going to relate it to my own experience, because that's just what's bringing up in me emotionally. I've always been a very, also like an artist, a creative person. And it's always difficult when you like to try to find a balance, especially within capitalism, because capitalism and art, in my opinion, doesn't really coexist all that well. I certainly think it could be better if we weren't worried so much about trying to put food on the table, right? As someone who was a professional singer, dancer, actor in her 20s, the joy and passion that I felt for these things, for all of them, music, dance, it started with dance and then kind of evolved into singing and then acting. The joy I felt was so pure and beautiful. And being in the industry, not even that long, I was just in the industry for about 10 years and I did some cool things, but it ruined it for me. Like, it really ruined it for me. And it's so sad. Like, I'm so sad for the younger self, my younger self, because, like I said, the joy that I felt of all these things, it was ruined. It was ruined. I'll never feel it again. Although I have to say, having this channel in some ways has helped me, at least for music, like kind of be able to express my passion for music has been really healing for me. But also it can be like, depending on the wild comments that I get on here, it can feel sometimes that that's ruined too, although it's not. And that's part of some of my healing is, again, like practicing some of the things I'm preaching about, not caring about the opinions of people that I don't care about. Obviously I need to take my own advice when it comes to that and this channel that I have, but it's hard sometimes. Like, we get our feelings hurt sometimes. We're human, right? But yeah, it instantly made me think of that because that is my experience. So I wonder if she's talking about that because, again, like, it's very clear to me that she has this love and passion for her craft, and I think it would be very difficult to, I think it's really important that she does everything she can to preserve that, because I think she has that pure joy for music as well and for writing as well. So I don't know if that's what she's talking about, but that's exactly what my brain went to when I, particularly with that specific line.
Nothing good to say, I thought it so I said it. Took it cause I can. Another day pretending I'm older than I am.
Okay.
Another perfect moment that doesn't feel like mine. Another thing I forced to be a sign.
Oh.
But sometimes I feel like I don't wanna be where I am. Getting drunk at a club with my fair weather friends. Push away all the people who know me the best. But it's me who's been making the bed. I'm so tired of being the girl that I am. Every good thing is turned into something I dread, and I'm playing the victim so well in my head. But it's me who's been making the bed.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's kind of exactly what I was talking about, where I was talking about, how this, like, for me, is exactly what I was saying, where it's like, I am so grateful that I started this channel and I've found all these amazing people that are super supportive and kind, and then I'm letting these other people who are clearly not for me ruin that pure joy that I do still have for music, for community, for this platform that I've built. It's like sometimes it feels like it just takes one person, and I'm just, it's actually just me who's been making the bed, because I don't have to let that ruin things. I don't have to. I can literally just read the comments, block them, and move on, and just kind of be like, oh, okay, that person's not for me, you know? And I would love to get to a place like that, and I'm certainly getting better, but if you think, like, I'm such a small YouTuber, right? Like, I have 10,000 or 11, whatever I have. I think 11,000 subscribers right now. Think about the scale of where she started as this Disney star that, like, maybe some people, like niche people that watch Disney know, like kids, I guess, would know who she was, into this like global stardom that, she's a household name, and she did that in such a, like, it really felt like in a few months time or something. Like, the way she blew up with Driver's License was crazy. And so, again, I don't know if she's talking about that, but it has to be a factor, right? Like, because she's gotta be, that's the place that she's in. That's the context that we're in, is she's on this sophomore album after she's just completely blown up. And I'm playing the victim so well in my head. But imagine, like, because I'm sure she's got so much hate and all this discord around blah, 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 all this stuff. It's still going on. It's just because of how famous she is. But imagine trying to navigate that. It would be so difficult. But then it sounds like she's finding herself drunk at a club with my fair weather friends. I'm pushing away all the people who know me best. So it seems like she's having a difficult time right now figuring herself out, figuring how she needs to navigate through the world. She's pushing everybody that she does love and trust away, because we do that sometimes when we're feeling shitty. But she's making this realization that she is the one kind of putting herself in this state right now, and she's in that in-between stage of trying to figure out how to move through this difficult time. It's beautiful. Yeah, again, pull the sheets over my head is like very similar to the ballad of the homeschool girl, like wanting to just curl up and die. Like, it's like our natural reaction sometimes is just to like, I just want to hide. I don't want to face these things. I don't want to, but usually the most important thing or the healthiest thing to do is kind of to like move through these things, either physically or just like emotionally, let those emotions kind of move through you so you can kind of let them go. But it's not always the most comfortable thing to do. Really, we just want to curl up in bed and put the sheets over our head and just forget that we're going through something. Escape, get to doom scrolling, watching a movie, whatever it is that can stop us from actually feeling and experiencing and being present with ourselves and our emotions.
Every night I wake up, just one recurring dream. I'm driving through the city, the brakes go out on me. I can't stop at the red light, can't swerve off the road. I read somewhere it's cause my life feels so out of control. I'll tell someone I love them, just as a distraction.
I mean, yeah, if you're Olivia Rodrigo at this time when she wrote this record, wouldn't it feel like your life was completely out of your control? Of course it would. Like, you can't, nothing is in your control, or it doesn't feel like it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. Shit.
I tell someone I love them, just as a distraction. You tell me that they love me like I'm some tourist attraction. They're changing my machinery and I just let it happen. I got the things I wanted, it's just not what I imagined. But sometimes I feel like I don't.
That's it. I got the things I wanted. Usually for people who are artists, musicians, like it's something that you are passionate about since you're a kid, right? And you work your butt off and you dream about this, and this is all you've ever wanted for however long, for your entire life, what it feels like. And it's also like, it makes me think of too, like going back to The Cure that she just came out. Like similarly, I feel like with love, sometimes artists can feel that way about fame. I've noticed just through hearing other artists' work, and like my own experience, I didn't quite make it where I wanted to go. But I think I felt that where it was like, if I just get that big break and just break through, like my life is going to be perfect. Like that's The Cure, right? Similar idea to, obviously in The Cure, I felt like she was more talking about like in a romantic sense with love. But I think fame can do that to artists as well. That idea, like if I just can get that breakthrough, my life will be perfect. But then maybe certain aspects of your life can get better, like money, for one thing. If you're a starving artist, yeah, it's going to be good if you start, you don't have to worry about money anymore, but then you end up taking on problems and issues that you never even imagined or dreamed that you would have to deal with, because now it's just different. It's like you get a whole new set of issues and things to deal with. It's just maybe not money now, and so it feels like she's kind of talking about that a little bit. I got the things I wanted, it's just not what I imagined. And it's sad because you grow up imagining it for so long, you have these expectations, and then you realize that it's really not exactly what you thought it was going to be. sad. It's hard to navigate and it's hard to deal with, and yeah.
Wanna be where I am, getting drunk at a club with my favorite friends, push away all the people who know me the best. But it's me who's been making the bed. I'm so tired of being the girl that I am. Every good thing's turned into something I dread, and I'm playing the victim so well in my head. But it's me who's been making the bed. Me who's been making the bed. Pull the sheets over my head, making the
Like this interlude.
Sometimes I feel like I don't wanna be where I am. Counting all of the beautiful things I regret. But it's me who's been making the bed. Me who's been making the bed. Pull the sheets over my head, making the bed.
Wow. That one is really beautiful. And I love that imagery. Obviously, the metaphor of it's me making the bed, like she's starting to try to take accountability for the things that are for her life and for the things that are happening around her. But that image of her that she creates here of being in the bed and pull the sheets over my head is really powerful. Because when we are in the, like I said, when we are in those really uncomfortable times in our life where we are on the verge of change and transition, it is very normal and human to want to just stay in the bed and just pull our sheets over our head. But usually the best thing that you can do, in my experience, is, like I said, work through that uncomfortableness, feelings and emotions, or just physically what's happening in your life. Like, just we gotta get out of that bed and move forward, but it's uncomfortable. So I think she really paints a really beautiful picture of that. Next one is called Logical. I like this piano.
Master manipulator, God, you're so good at what you do. Come for me like a savior, and I'd put myself through hell for you. Hear all the rumors lately that you always deny.
Oh, okay.
And I fell for you like water falls from the February sky. But now the current's stronger. No, I couldn't get out if I tried. But you convinced me, baby, it was all in my mind.
Oh.
And now you got me thinking 2 + 2 = 5.
Oh.
I'm the love of your life. 'Cause if rain don't pour and sun don't shine, then changing you is possible.
Oh my god.
No, love is never logical.
Oh my god. This is really interesting. And it just kind of makes me think of that. What song was it? Where we were talking about feeling stupid. Yeah, it was in Vampire. It kind of makes me think of some of those lyrics. Yeah, you're left, like, you see yourself, you identify as this intelligent person, but it feels like yeah, all logic goes out the window for this person that, again, like you can see it, you can see the red flags, and you're still just like, you can't help yourself. But it makes you start feeling like what's wrong with me? Am I stupid? But you convinced me it was all in my mind, obviously talking about like gaslighting. Maybe, she's seeing some of these. Maybe she's seen some of these red flags and she brings them up, and this person makes her feel like she's stupid, makes her feel like, that's that's emotional abuse. And I certainly have been in those relationships. And you really do end up feeling stupid. If we're getting personal, on my personal side of it, I was with someone for 7 years, and this person actually did call me stupid, like literally called me stupid, but like in a joking way. And then when I broke up with this person and left, I was with this person for way too long, 7 years of my life. And probably the last 4 years of that relationship, I knew that I should leave. Took me that long to figure it out, but it is what it is. Some of the personal work that I had to do after leaving that relationship, I was calling myself stupid. I'd be like, oh, I'm so stupid. Like, why did I do this? And it was just like such an ingrained thing for me to say about myself. I was just so unkind to myself. And I remember those friends just being like, stop saying that. Like, why are you calling yourself stupid? Like, every time we have a conversation, you're calling yourself stupid. And it was so normalized for me. Thank God I had some really amazing friends at that time to kind of call me out on it and be like, what do you mean? Like, you're not stupid for that. Stop calling yourself. And then I like I said, I had to make a really conscious effort to, once I caught myself saying it again, I would be like, no, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. And I would tell myself that. And I had those friends were very patient with me and would allow me to kind of work through that, like through the conversations. And I don't really say that anymore. Maybe I do. I'm sure it still creeps in every once in a while, but in general, I don't think it's something that I say about myself. But I didn't really even realize when I was in it because it was so normalized. And when I really thought back, when I was doing a lot of reflection after this relationship, after I got out of it, I was like, this person literally called me stupid every day. And they did it in a way that was like, it was a joke, right? But clearly, psychologically, it got in there. And I started to believe that I was stupid because this person was calling me stupid every day. And I guess this whole example is just a way to express how this is very real, how this happens, how people are able to gaslight you in relationships, and you start to really believe it, and how people are able to manipulate you in relationships, and why it's so difficult to leave abusive situations. I guess it just brought a lot up for me from that. I could talk for hours about that.
You built a giant castle with walls so high I couldn't see the way it all unraveled, and all the things you did to me. You lied, you lied, you lied.
Oh, this is giving me chills.
And now you got me thinking 2 + 2 = 5, and I'm the love of your life. 'Cause if rain don't pour and sun don't shine, then changing you is possible. I guess love is never logical. The sky is green, the grass is red. You mean all those words you said. I'm sure that girl is really your friend. Problems are all solvable. 'Cause loving you is loving every argument you held over my head. Brought up the girls you could have instead. Said I was too young, I was too soft. Can't take a joke, can't get you off. Why do we do this? I look so stupid thinking 2 + 2 = 5. logical. Love is never logical. I know I'm half responsible, and that makes me feel horrible. Oh, logical, logical. Love is never logical. I know I could have stopped it all. God, why didn't I stop it all?
Oh my God. Yeah, that one really resonates with me personally. I went on a rant, so you understand. And I think this whole part about, no, I know I'm half responsible, and where was it? She said, I could have stopped it all. God, why didn't I stop it all? That's kind of like, when I look back at that relationship that I was talking about, when I think about it now, outside of it, I can honestly say that literally the last 4 years of that relationship, I should have left. Like, and I stayed for 4 years longer than I should have. And, on the other side of it, it's so hard. That's why it's so important to forgive yourself for those kind of things, because, we do what feels manageable at the time, and you can't change it now. You can certainly make different choices in the future, and that's really important to kind of learn from the things that you've gone through. But yeah, it's a really painful thing to do, to go back and be like, I literally could have stopped it. And like I said, personally, it makes me think of that relationship where I'm like, why? Like, I wasted I wasted 4 years of my life, Yeah, anyways, I want to move on because that was a lot, and I could probably talk for hours about my own stuff, but we're not here to do that. But I appreciate you being here. If you've made it this far in the reaction, because I know not everybody is into this kind of thing, but I also know that a lot of you have commented that you love this, that I share myself and my emotions and, my thoughts on healing and things like that. So I'm here for you, for the people that are here for it. I'm not here for the people that, are gonna watch my reaction and be like, this bitch talks too much, Like, I'm not here for those people. Those people could go watch, the 20-minute reaction, because there are a lot of those out there. I know that. Okay, let's move on. I can't believe we're only like halfway through. Getting Back. This one I know. This was a single. This one's cool. I like this. This one's fun. Okay, here we go. I need the laugh. I need the laugh.
Wait, is this a song with the drums?
I met a guy in the summer and
I like
liked him in
that.
the spring. He argued with me about everything. He had an ego and a temper and a wandering eye. He said he's 6'2", and I'm like, dude, nice try. But he was so much fun, and he had such weird friends. And he would take us out to parties, and the night would never end. Another song, another club, another bar, another dance. And when he said something wrong, he'd just fly me to France. So I miss him some nights when I'm feeling depressed. Till I remember every time he made a pass on my friend. Do I love him? Do I hate him? I guess it's up and down. If I had to choose, I would say it right now.
I love that. I love that. I love that kind of double entendre. It's so good. Because again, it's like a lot of this album already is like how multifaceted we are as humans. Like, we can hold multiple truths and multiple points of feeling and existence at once. And it's like, part of me wants to get revenge on this person because he's so annoying, and the other part of me literally wants him back in my bed, like, and I can't. And there's this like tension within, but it's so relatable because as humans, I feel like we are dealing with this tension within ourselves all the time, and it's important to just acknowledge it. I think that's the first step, is to not be asleep to it, to like, you know, be conscious of the things, the thoughts that are going on in your head, and they are going to be messy, and they are going to be, you know, on two different ends of a spectrum of feeling, and that's okay. That's totally normal. It's hard. It's hard to deal with, and it you know, things are easier when they feel binary, like black or white, you know. Things are are easier when they are less complicated, right? And that's why I guess the whole point is, I love that Olivia in particular is very comfortable diving into those uncomfortable truths and those points of tension that other people aren't, and maybe some artists maybe are afraid to. I'm going on rants. Woo, it's bringing up a lot.
So I write him all these letters, then I throw them in the trash, cause I miss the way he kisses and the way he made me laugh. Yeah, I pour my little heart out, but as I'm hitting send, I picture all the faces of my disappointed friends, because everyone knew all of the shit that he do. He said I was the only girl, but that just wasn't the truth. And when I told him how he hurt me, he told me I was tripping. But I am my father's daughter, so maybe I could fix him.
It sounds so good too. I like it. Yes.
See his car. I wanna make him one.
Right?
I wanna break his heart and be the one to stitch it up.
Exactly.
Wanna kiss his
Look, we can hold these two
face
truths
with an uppercut.
together.
I wanna meet his
I love that
mom
lyric. It's funny.
just to tell her son sucks. I wanna key his car. I wanna make him lunch. I wanna break his heart, stitch it right back up. I wanna kiss his face with an uppercut. I wanna meet his mom and tell her son sucks. Yeah. I wanna get him back. I wanna make him really jealous. Wanna make him feel bad. Oh, I wanna get him back. Instead of getting rid of this man, make him real sad. I want sweet revenge. I want him again. I want to get him back.
So cheeky. But again, it's very self-aware. It's so smart. It's so funny. I love it. I love it. It's so smart. That one's so fun. Okay. We're getting to the last few tracks here of the standard. This is called Love is Embarrassing. Ooh, okay. Ooh, this sounds really cool.
Told my friends you were the one after I'd known you like a month, and then you kissed some girl from high school.
Oh god, yeah.
I stayed in bed for like a week when you said space was what you need. Waited by my phone like a goddamn fool.
It is a
And now
humiliation.
it don't need to think God loves fucking embarrassing.
Just watch as I crucify myself. Oh my god, yes. It is. It feels like a big humiliation ritual. But again, it's me. What is it? What is the lyric? It's me that's been making the bed. that it doesn't have to be, but we do that to ourselves. Like, we can literally, as we're dating, we can take people's behavior as they are, as they're presenting them to us, and we can believe them when they're doing that. We don't have to create these stories like, oh, he needs space, so I'll just like sit here and wait for him. We can, someone tells us that they need space, we can go, okay, give them space. And then that means you literally just move on. You just move on. We can do that. We have the power in our mind to do that, to just believe them. They need space. Okay. Doesn't mean that like maybe that's the thing. Like you moving on with your life and like, whatever that means for you, that could mean like moving on and dating someone else, or it could just mean like, I don't know, going to friggin' horseback riding with your friend. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, it's just whatever that means to you, like kind of just listening to what they're saying and then just going on with your day, like loving yourself, giving yourself that love to just move on and just believe them and then move on. And then, maybe they will come back, a week later and be like, oh, thank you for giving me that space. But like, I've realized, like, who knows, they could do that. Or maybe you'll never hear from them again, but it doesn't matter if you've already just shifted that mindset to just focus on yourself instead of that other person. But man, it's hard to do. I'm still learning it. Like I said, almost 40 years into my life. And I know that's the right way to do things, but like the healthy way to focus on myself and give myself the same love and attention and focus as I do other people that I'm trying to date. I know that logically, but am I still there? I don't know. I mean, I haven't dated in a while. I've been single for a while on purpose, consciously, because I want to be, because I want to give myself love and allow myself to kind of be my own person for a bit. But so I don't know. It would be a nice testing ground, to be honest, because I think I've done a lot of healing, but I'd be interested because like maybe I would go back into that pattern again. I don't know, because I'm human too, right? But it's like, it is so embarrassing because it's this humiliation ritual. But again, we do it to ourselves. We do it, which is exactly what she's saying. Just watch as I crucify myself. That's the key line there. It's brilliant though. Oh, it's too relatable. Fuck, love is embarrassing. God.
So stupid.
That theme again, feeling stupid.
You found a new version of me, and I damn near started World War III. Jesus, what was I even doing? 'Cause now it don't need to think I'm looking and just watch as I crucify myself. For some weird second string loser who's not worth mentioning.
Exactly.
My God, love's embarrassing as hell.
It is. She's right. It is.
I give up everything I place my bets in.
That's the thing though. You don't need to give up. What you need to do is become very clear what you're looking for. And when someone shows you that they're not that, trust yourself and your own discernment. And you just kind of let them do their thing. And you just say, no, you're not for me. And you move on. It seems really easy. And in theory, it's really easy, but it's not. It's really hard to do that. But yeah, get to know yourself, what you feel your own, like find that self-love within yourself. Again, it's a lifelong journey especially for some of us. Certainly me being in that category. But be really clear on what you're looking for. And when they're not, let them go. And, be okay when people tell you that you're you know, your expectations are too high, or you've got too, like, be okay. You have to be okay with people thinking that, people judging you for that. That's okay. I know what I want. This person's not it. But it's hard because people will judge you and they will tell you that your standards are too high. How can your standards be too high? They're for yourself. Like, nobody has too high standards. Like, that doesn't exist. That's like some made up thing that you're just judging someone else because you're scared of. That's the thing. You have to be not scared of being alone. And a lot of people are still scared of being alone and single, you know? But if you're comfortable in yourself, you're only going to put up with the very best. So, but again, it seems very, the way I'm saying it, it's like, you know, it's very logical and it's very like easy. I think it makes sense. But when feelings get involved and your wounds come into it, there's still little things that you still need to heal. It gets hard. It's so relatable. Yeah. But that just, yeah, I gave up. No, don't give up. Just learn what you're looking for and be okay with letting it go when it's clear that it's not what you're looking for. That's it. What am I trying to say? Self-awareness of her is so good. Which means she will definitely, in my opinion, will be working through these things because she's aware of them, which is really beautiful. A lot of people, like, really honestly, there are people in my life, older adults, that I can literally say have never once looked at or been aware of their patterns. And I don't know if they ever will. I don't like to say that because, you know, I think anybody can grow and whatever, like, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm open to people changing and things like that. But also, you know, when you're like a 65-year-old who's literally not once ever done any kind of self-reflection on, then I'm not waiting for that to happen, right? That kind of introspection. So, but that's what it's just so impressive to me that she is so self-aware at such a young age. It just tells me that, you know, she's just gonna keep healing and growing as a person, and that's really beautiful to witness. I love it. Okay. The Grudge. Ooh. Okay. The Grudge. But that's okay. Let's just see what it is. Oh, again, like, kind of atmospheric here.
If nightmares each week about that Friday in May, one phone call from you and my entire world was changed. Trust that you betrayed, confusion that still lingers. Took everything I loved and crushed it in between your fingers. Not that you ever think about the damage that you did, but I hold on to every detail like my life depends on it. My undying love, now I hold it like a grudge. Now I hear your voice every time that I think I'm not enough. And I try to be tough, but I wanna scream. How could anybody do the things you did so easily? And I say I don't care, I say that I'm fine, but you know I can't let it go. I've tried for so long.
Oh my god.
It takes strength to forgive, but I don't feel strong.
Oh my god.
The arguments that I've won against you in my head, in the shower, in the car, and in the mirror before bed. Yeah, I'm so tough when I'm alone.
That is so real. This second verse here, like obviously we're talking about this major betrayal that she's felt, and she feels like this other person maybe doesn't even realize the damage that they've done. She says something like that, literally. I think I remember. But yeah, this other person clearly doesn't understand. Their perspective is so different, and she thinks this person like is not even thinking about it, but like for her, it's showing up everywhere and all the time, and every time what did she say? Every time I don't feel enough. Yeah, I hear your voice every time that I think I'm not enough. Again, it's like that person is poking on that wound that you have, and so every time you feel like that, you're hearing this person's voice, which makes sense. They're a trigger for you, right? Yeah, the arguments that I have won against you in my head, in the shower, in the car, in the mirrors before bed. So like she's ruminating on the things that she would say to this person, because maybe on this, whatever this phone call, I think it was a phone call she said at the beginning that she had with this person, it sounded like she was completely, maybe didn't have any words at the time because she was shocked at whatever this betrayal is that she's talking about, right? And so now she keeps ruminating in her head about all the things she should have said at the time, although it was a completely normal reaction and valid reaction that she had. You know, that maybe there were things that she wishes she would have said in the moment if she wasn't so kind of in shock with what was going on.
I make you feel so guilty, and I fantasize about a time you're a little fucking sorry, and I try to understand why you would do this all to me. You must be insecure, you must be so unhappy, not knowing my heart.
That is the case.
Hurt people, and we both drew blood, but man, those cuts were never equal. And I try to be tough, but I wanna scream. How could anybody do the things you did so easily? And I say I don't care, I say that I'm fine, but you know I can't let it go. I've tried for so long. It takes strength to forgive, but I don't feel strong.
Again, being aware that she really needs to let this go, because again, she's allowing this. She's making the bed again in this situation where it's like she is allowing it to consume her, and she's aware that she needs to let it go, but she's in that transition phase between knowing and being aware of this, but hasn't quite been able to do it. And I feel like there's a lot of themes like that on the record of like being in that in between, in a transition period. It's a very transition period for me, where it's like which makes sense. She's literally like I said, it's like a coming of age thing, like literally just physically how she is as going from a teenager to an adult. She's literally in that stage. She is in that transition stage, and it's a difficult stage to be in. But then even in this type of feeling and this wound that she has, she's also in this transition phase. So I feel like there's a lot of that going on here, and it makes complete sense.
I deserved it all. Your flowers filled with vitriol. You built me up to watch me fall. You have everything and you still want more. I try to be tough, try to be mean, but even after all this, you're still everything to me. And I know you don't care. I guess that's fine. But you know I can't let it go. I've tried for so long.
Oh, that's painful.
It takes strength to forgive, but I'm not quite sure I'm there yet. It takes strength to forgive, but
oh man, That's really cathartic, though. I hope it was cathartic for her to get some of that out, because it feels quite cathartic in the way she's processing these feelings. Okay, we're on the last two tracks of the standard. Man, this is a long reaction. This is going to be over 3-hour reaction, I think. But I mean, to be fair, it's a 17 track, like when we do everything, the spilled part. So that's fine. But again, if you made it this far, thank you. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy that you're here. Okay, next one is Pretty Isn't Pretty. That's it. And the fact that she is, again, is aware of this and knows this says a lot, because again, especially for women, it can take a long time sometimes, or maybe never, to learn this, to learn that it really isn't ever going to feel enough until you start feeling enough for yourself. But it's so difficult with what is constantly fed to us through various media. It's really easy to just kind of allow that to kind of be in that cage of this is what everybody tells me I should look like as a woman, and to do anything or look anything outside of that norm, it feels very difficult to do. It's really important to it's just so easy to say, right? It's so easy to just say, it really starts from within. It's such a cliche, but it really, really does. But it's like one of those lessons that you hear over and over again, but to put it into actual practice is another thing. Like, it's one thing to just say, yeah, you need to really build self-love and self-worth. Like, that's a really easy thing to say, but it's a totally different thing in practice, and it feels, especially for me, it feels like a lifelong cause. I mean, and it's a lifelong cause that's worthy to continue working on, for sure. But yeah, it's true. I have also I've lost weight. I've been thinner. I've been more clear skinned. I've done all the things. I've dyed my hair. I've done all the things, and it really was never good enough, because I actually just inside hated myself. And as I come to love myself, I'm actually, probably the biggest I've been. Maybe not the anyways, I'm much bigger now weight wise than I have been, and I get pimples still all the time, even at 40. Like, it's really frustrating. Like, I've clearly got some hormonal things going on. And like, I love myself now more than I've ever loved myself in my life, even when things, I felt like I was the perfect weight. I felt like I had the perfect hair. I'm putting them in quotations because that's the whole point, right? Is that, and it never was enough, even when I had those things. Because I have had those things. I've been at those periods of my life, and I was fucking miserable. I am the most happy right now. I'm the most joyful right now. I love myself more than I've ever loved myself in my life at this time in my life. And my point is, like, physically, I don't necessarily maybe look like that to other people, how they would perceive. And that's fine. Like, I don't care how people perceive me, or I do, but I am trying not to. If I'm being honest. But yeah, it's a really important lesson, and it's really beautiful that she's saying it.
You can win the battle, but you'll never win the war.
That's it.
You fix the things you hated, and you'd still feel so insecure. And I try to ignore it, but it's everything I see. It's on the poster on the wall, it's in the shitty magazine. It's in my phone, it's in my head, it's in the boys I bring to bed. It's all around, it's all the time. I don't know why I even try when pretty isn't pretty enough. What do you do? Everybody's keeping it up. Do you think it's you? I could change up my body and change up my face. I could try every lipstick in every shade, but it always be the same. 'Cause pretty isn't pretty enough. And I bought all the clothes that they told me to buy. I chased them down like Dio my whole fucking life. None of it matters and none of it ends. You just feel like shit over and over again. No, it'll never change. Pretty isn't pretty enough. Everybody's keeping it up.
Beautiful. I love that. Such an important song, especially for girls and women of that age. Beautiful. Okay. This is the last one of the standard album. Okay. This has been so great. That's such a ride, such a journey we've been on. Okay. Excuse me. This is Teenage Dream. Oh, we're ending on a ballad again? Okay, I love it.
When am I gonna stop being wise beyond my years and just start being wise? When am I gonna stop being a pretty young thing?
Remember what I said? The theme of being in that transition period. Seems like this is the song. This is like wrapping up. But yes, major theme here, and this last final track is really summoned that up for me. I love that. Exactly. When am I going to stop being a pretty young thing to guys? Exactly. Yeah, it's a really weird transitionary period for young women.
The guys. When am I gonna stop being great for my age? Just start being good.
Yeah,
Will it
in her
stop
career
being cool,
too.
be quietly misunderstood.
Okay.
I'll blow out the candles. Happy birthday to me. Got your whole life ahead of you. You're only 19, but I fear that they already got all the best parts of me.
Oh.
And I'm sorry that I couldn't always be your teenage
because she hit it so big so young. And I feel like a lot of artists, celebrities that had fame at such a young age, I'm sure they could relate to this. I mean, it's relatable to regular people in general too, but that specific one, like, I fear that they already got all the best parts of me. Like, you've hit this success at such a young age, and you're like, how do I first of all just keep this? But then how do I top it? Because especially in that industry, again, capitalism, in that industry, it's always about bigger, more numbers, more like, how do I accumulate more? That's just the nature of the business within capitalism, in that structure. And so the amount of pressure that you would feel, and to feel like, I did this amazing thing, how am I gonna top this? I mean, she did. She did, in my head, with Guts. But the amount of pressure, though, that you would feel. Ooh, okay, this hits.
When this wide-eyed affection and all good intentions start to not be enough, and will everyone have every reason to call on my bluff? And when are all my excuses of learning my lessons gonna start to feel sad? Will I spend all the rest of my years wishing I could go back? I'll blow out the candles.
Oh, it's pretty melody
Happy
here. I like
birthday
it.
to me. Got your whole life ahead of you. You're only 19, but I fear that they already got all the best parts of me. And I'm sorry that I couldn't always be your teenage dream. They all say that it gets better.
This is
Gets
pretty.
better the more you grow. Yeah, they all say that it gets better. It gets better, but what if I don't know? They all say that it gets better. It gets better the more you grow. Yeah, they all say that it gets better. It gets better, but what if I don't know? They all say that it gets better. It gets better the more you grow. Yeah, they all say that it gets better. It gets better, but what if I don't know? They all say that it gets better. It gets better the more you grow. Yeah, they all say that it gets better. It gets better, but what if I don't?
Oh my god, that got so big. That was so powerful. Oh, is that her as a kid? Man, that was really powerful. And I love ending off with a question like that. They all say that it gets better, but what if I don't? That's a really beautiful way to end a record, in my opinion. That unknown, again, when you're in that transition stage, and it doesn't just happen, that's just like a major one, right? That's a big one, going from teenagehood to adulthood. That's such a massive time. But like, I feel like I'm still almost going through a transition period right now in my own life. I think it is quite common for a lot of women. Again, it's going from, for me, it's going from like that like young woman into, okay, oh my god, I'm turning 40 this year. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Am I happy? I'm not married. I haven't had a kid. Like, not that those are bad things. They're not. But of course, in society, people would, maybe tell me like, why haven't you done those things? And so there's a lot of like reconciliation for me, where it's like, I gotta, what is my life? Am I happy? I am happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been, right? And like, that's okay. It's okay that I haven't done the things that society tells me I have to do, you know? But my point is that I'm also in a weird transition where I'm happy with that, and I am happy within myself, but also I also don't know what the next 10 years is gonna, like, it's so unknown, and I'm open to things, but it is so unknown that it is scary. And so I love that idea. And of course, when you go from, that main transition from teenagehood to adulthood, it's similar, where you're like excited because you've got your whole life ahead of you, but also I don't know, what it's going to be. And like, also to add on to that, because I feel like that's relatable in general to everybody, but to add on, she got incredibly successful before she was an adult, and to now feel like, how am I going to continue this success or top it? Or did I just peak? Did I just peak at 16, 17? And having that fear and anxiety that is the case. It's very real. Beautiful. Wow. Okay, let's talk about the record. Okay, so the way it started, All American Bitch, I mean, you saw, it literally made me cry because it's just such a beautiful portrayal of just how, of female rage, and how we can feel like we're put in this box, but we're so multifaceted. And that's another theme that kind of, it's obviously started with All American Bitch, but we were reconciling with that throughout the record. I feel like is that ability to hold multiple truths at once, your own like juxtapositions within yourself, within your feelings and emotions and things like that. Really, really beautiful. Perfect starting track. And I said that about Brutal with Sour, and she did it again, which is amazing, because clearly she had anxiety that she would be able to do that, but she did it. She did it. Bad Idea, right, was perfect. After that, I Needed It. Vampire has always, like, I knew that song, and that was incredible. I loved that. And Lacey, I really loved the writing on that, like I said, and thinking about the perspective it's from, and it just made me want to know like more about this Lacey, because we didn't really hear anything about Lacey. We only heard what, and that was intentional, and that was really cool. I just love how that was written. It was perfect. Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl definitely brought up some things for me and my own awkwardness. But again, mine was more due to my undiagnosed autism, but that's okay. I still related to it in my own way, so that was great. Making the Bed was really beautiful. I love that. Oh my god, and Logical was the one that I went on a rant. I was just ranting the whole time. That's why we're here so long. Logical was beautiful. I loved that one. And it did just bring back like some of the emotional abuse that I previously had experienced in a longer relationship a while ago. Get Him Back is so fun. I loved it. And again, that was what we were juggling these multiple truths like very obviously. I loved it. Love is Embarrassing. Oh, that was so fun. It's fun. It's not fun. It's fun because it's relatable. Sorry, because I'm like, yeah, love is embarrassing. But like talking through that one, I guess, was fun for me because it was really healing, because it's true that love is only embarrassing when you let it be. Like, because a lot of these things, again, you can go back. I think what I really love now that I'm talking through it, like talking through all the different tracks, I'm realizing that a lot of the tracks you can like go back, like we're talking about this track, but it makes me think of something in this track. Like they're all very, I don't know if they reference each other, but like some of the feelings and emotions that are being discussed kind of feel like you can discuss different tracks like it's very cohesive emotionally, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's really beautiful that way, because I did find myself as we were listening being like, remember she said this in that track, and then and that was really cool. I love that. But yeah, Love is Embarrassing. Yeah, I loved that idea of realizing that in that she was kind of making her own bed again, because we do that. I think that was really beautiful. The Grudge, again, another really raw track about betrayal and just having a hard time letting it go, but like being aware that you need to let it go. I just love that. Pretty Isn't Pretty is important. We need to be talking more about this, and I love that, especially for young girls. So I love that she included that on here. And Teenage Dream was just so real. Like parts of it sad, but then also parts of it hopeful, but a lot of anxiety in there. Really beautiful. I love it. Oh man, I can't wait to just kind of keep listening to this record and kind of go through this little album cycle with you guys before the new album. So the next videos for sure, what I want to do, at least for Patreon, will be I'll go through the music videos, including Obsessed, because I think there was one for that one. And then we'll also do Guts World Tour for sure. I'll get that done before the new album comes out. But yeah, let me know if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm excited. That was a long reaction. So if you got here at the end, I love you. And I can't wait to do more. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and week, and I will see you for the next one. Bye.